going on? Mike Pugliese here, co-founder of Automated Coaching Engine, where we partner up with transformational coaches to help scale their businesses without spending money on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. And in this video, I'm going to talk about two objections that you will most likely always face when you're in the sales process and how you can solve them. Now, first off, I do want to preface this with the fact that number one, like your sales process is always going to kind of run into, or your closing process is always going to run into kind of like this objection loop where you deliver the close, you go in for the close, and the prospect objects, and then you want to agree with that objection, tie it back into their pain point, and then go back into the close. So it's that constant loop. And if you check out this graphic right here, it'll give you a better representation of what I'm talking about. But overall, when you're in this loop, the most common objections that you are going to hear are number one, money, and number two, belief. So I want to talk about those two specifically and how you can handle those. So keep in mind, this really like comes down to the fact that your sales script is really dialed in. You have, listened to recordings, you have dialed it in as far as the other questions that people ask, the other objections that you hear in the process, and you have made sure to incorporate those into the script itself. So when it comes into money, a money situation, you go through the pitch and you drop the price. You're like, it's, $7,500. A person's like, oh shit, like that's kind of expensive. I wasn't really expecting that. So obviously you want to backtrack that into, I totally understand it is a large amount of money. But we do offer, payment plans, financing, et cetera. You can go into things like that. But one thing that I always like to divert to is I totally understand there's some things to consider, but I know you wouldn't buy a car without test driving it. So I would hate to have you make a decision from the outside without knowing what's on the inside. So let's get the agreement handled. And if at any point you decide it's not a good fit, shoot us a text and we'll refund you every penny, no questions asked. Does that sound fair? And so that will put you into a situation to where it kind of ties back into the money and the beliefs. So basically what I like to do is I go through the pitch itself, I go in for the close, and the first rebuttal, that's the first thing I use as ammunition to their rebuttal. No problem. I totally understand. Let's go ahead and get a test drive. I would love for you to make the decision from the inside, not the outside. So let's get the agreement handled. If you hop in, you decide it's not a good fit, whether it's 30 minutes or 30 days. If you're not happy, I'm not happy. So just shoot me a text. We'll get everything refunded over to you. And yeah, that's it. So if they still say no in this position, now you really know that it comes down to either number one, money, or number two, belief. Now, when it comes to money, the best way that I like to handle this is, okay, Kyle, I know you would be a great fit for Automated Coaching Engine based on the pain point that you mentioned, trying to get more leads, trying to get more clients, plateauing in your business, that pain point we discovered earlier. So I would hate for me to reach out to you in a month and you are in the same situation, still struggling to get more clients, still struggling to get a consistent flow of leads. So if you don't mind me asking, is it the money that's holding you back? And, obviously, they're going to say either yes, it is, or no, it's not. And if they say no, then it's a belief situation. So you need to go back into the program. I don't think you got me clear here. This is what you're actually going to get. This is how we're going to solve your problems. And, then you can go back into, is it really the money or is it the belief? So, making that statement, is it the money that's holding you back, is going to put you into a position where the prospect is either going to say, yes, it is the money, or no, it's not. So in the event that it is a yes, it's like, no worries at all. I totally understand, $7,500 is a lot of money. But at the same time, the cost of not having enough leads and not enough growth in your business, I would argue is probably even more expensive than $7,500. So is it the fact that you don't have $7,500? Like, do you even have $7,500? And they're going to say yes or no. And if they say no, then you can go into kind of like payment plans or financing options, those types of breakdowns, maybe even a deposit to give them some sort of access, get the wheel rolling, the ball rolling, and then talk about, a payment plan to get the cash that needs to be collected. In the situation of, like I said, it's a yes, or it's a no, no, it's not a money problem, then you are 100% in a belief problem. The person on the other side doesn't believe that you can get them to the happy land, that you can take them on the vacation. They don't believe that your plane ticket is the right plane ticket they need to get onto that vacation. So the best way that we can, identify this is, you ask them the money situation, and it's a yes or a no. If it's a yes about the money, then you can offer payment plans, financing, deposits, et cetera, et cetera. But if they also still say no to that, then it's a belief thing. And like I said, if they say no, it's not a money problem, then it's 100% a belief thing. So very straightforward. Okay, Kyle, do you believe that we can even deliver on anything I said? Yes or no? And they say, partially there, I'm not really sure, and then now we can really leverage the fact of, 100% money back guarantees, guaranteed increase of, $30,000 in revenue within the first 90 days. Now we can start to leverage the fact that like, hey, I'm not sure where the disconnect is, but not only did I tell you, that we can solve your specific problems and turn them into solutions that are going to always work for you in the future, but at the same time, we have, 100% money back guarantees. It's a guarantee of $30,000 in the next 90 days. So do you even believe that like we can deliver on this stuff? Do you think that this is all legit? And so now we put ourselves into a position to where we have tackled the money objection and we have tackled the belief objection. And like I said, these are going to be the two main objections that you are going to run into when it comes into your sales process. And notice how when I described those objections as well, it was always like agreeing to the objection and then going into the pain. So agreeing, hey, yeah, I do understand $7,500 is a lot of money, but at the same time, the cost of not having enough leads into your business is going to cost you way more than $7,500 in the next 12 months. So with that being said, I would like to offer the fact that I would like to mention the fact that you wouldn't buy a car without test driving it. So let's go ahead and get the agreement handled. And if at any point, we in that agreement, there's a 100% money back guarantee. Like I said, whether it's 30 minutes or 30 days, if you're not happy, I'm not happy. So just shoot me a text. We'll get you a refund. No questions asked. So like I said, those are the two objections that you're most likely going to face in the sales situation. Number one, money. Number two, belief. And here is exactly how you can combat those. Hope you got some value. Again, Mike Pugliese here, for co-founder of Automated Coaching Engine, where we partner up with transformational coaches to help scale their businesses without spending money on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. Make sure you subscribe, catch all the next videos coming up. Have a good one. Adios.